Yo, 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 my Card Kingdom family. Kenji back for some more drafting here on Magic Online. We got some more Phyrexia All Will Be One. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe. And as always, don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all of your Magic card-related needs. We opened ourselves a Soulfim, one of the many Dominus in the format. One of the better ones, too. 4 mana, 5/4. It gains Indestructible, just like all of the other Dominus can. And this one has a decent enough static ability, where, yeah, if you deal non-combat damage to an opponent or permanent opponent controls, it deals double that damage instead. So pretty strong as far as 4-drops are concerned. Pretty good pack overall as well. I'll be taking the Soulfim for our pick one, pack one, but Cankerbloom, really, really solid 2-drop uncommon. Same thing with Hexgold Halberd. Trawler Drake, pretty nice proliferating trawler, 3-mana flyer. We will take the 4-mana Dominus, though, and see if we can get past some goodies. Okay, we're getting past a Venerated Rot Priest. This card is quite solid as far as 1-drops are concerned. I'm not sure if that is the correct choice in the pack, though. Like, assuming I didn't have any cards and this was my pick one, pack up one, I guess I would take it still. The Skull Dweller is solid enough. Another 1-drop toxic creature, though I think the Rot Priest is better. Remember, this gives your opponent a poison counter whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell. So that's if you target or if they target. It's an easy way to add some extra poison to the opponent. If we wanted to stick with red, the Axiom Engraver has been a fantastic 2-drop in this format. Just a ton of good synergies, and it blocks everything early. Otherwise, I don't think there's too much here. So Engraver or Rot Priest are really the two choices. And I guess because this is still just pick 2, it's probably better just to take the 1-drop and see maybe if that's the correct direction to go. Wow, a very, very strong 3rd choice for us here. We have 2 fantastic uncommons. The Hexgold Hoverwings, one of the better for Mirrodin equipment just because the extra boost it gives, and the flying. Vivisection Evangelist, one of the more powerful corrupted cards. If your opponent has poison on them, then you just, you get to kill any of their creatures, so kind of nasty. And then we have the best common in the format, the Contagious Vorak. And I think I kind of like taking the Vorak here after taking the Rot Priest. I think this is probably on par with the power level of these two, and it keeps us in green for now, so let's do that. Get a pretty sad follow-up pack here. There's a Porcelain Zealot. That's okay. And if I ended up going in the green-white poison deck, I suppose this card would be worthwhile, but I don't mind just taking a Furnace Strider here, too, if we wanted. Sticks with our Soulfim and a good enough 5-drop. In fact, a pretty large overperformer is in terms of what it does and what it can do. I kind of like taking the Furnace Strider here a little bit more. If we do end up in red-green, the Rot Priest is probably not going to be at its best, so I guess the Zealot could be a little bit better in that aspect. Could also just take the Basilisk if we wanted to take another green card, but I don't think it's on the same level, so I'll go with the Strider and see what happens. Interesting. Vran is just a solid 2-drop. It's nothing special. It's just a 2-drop that adds some value later on. Surgeon, another decent 2-drop, but nothing special. Restoration, it's an okay value card, but again, nothing that exciting. I kind of like taking the Charge of Mights here, honestly, but maybe I'm supposed to just take another Furnace Strider. Like, had I taken that Porcelain Zealot, the Charge of Mights would be an easy pick, so I'm getting kind of punished here. I guess I'll stay open. I'd rather have access to 1 Charge of Mights than take a second Furnace Strider this early. And maybe get rewarded by that. Okay, well. Again, we have some solid choices here. For green, we have the Cultivator, the Oil Gorger Troll, and then for white, we have Incisor Glider. So this is going to be the start of the kind of tougher decisions. I guess the Cultivator might be the safest, but Glider is probably the best if I ended up in... Let's see, Glider's the best if I ended up in green-white, whereas Cultivator would be better if I ended up in red-green. But I guess the Cultivator has the most overlap with that, so I'm supposed to take that here instead. And then we get this pack, which is just basically nothing. I don't mind the Mirren Bardish if we want. If we end up in white, it's a fine equipment, but it's nothing special. Let's see, Shrapnel Slinger's an okay 2-drop. Completed Devotion for the green-white. Okay, maybe we start leaning into the green-white then, as we get a pretty nice Tyrannax Atrocity here. Like, remember, I first picked the Sulfim, and we really just haven't seen much red, so even though Hazardous Blast and Crescendo are both good in the red decks, I think we'd rather just take the Atrocity. This is a mulligan. This is pretty much a mulligan too. I mean, there might be a world where I play the Engulfer, but unlikely. Conviction is very playable if we do end up in green-white Toxic, so that's not bad. Not the most exciting pack one I've ever had. Could still be leaning in any direction, really, so. This is not spells and abilities, right? It's just spells. Yeah. The nice thing about staying open is that there are so many playables in the format that if we find the correct lane, we should get rewarded. So let's see if Pack 2 can give us something good. And the answer is no. We open a Dark Slick Shores. Not the rare you want to see. What else is there? We have a Cinderlash Ravager if we wanted to maybe consider some red again. We have a Predation, which is decent but not amazing. If we compare my red to my white, it's basically the same. In fact, I guess none of my colors are all that exciting. Yeah, for power level purposes, I think taking the Ravager here makes sense. Ravager also has some really nice value with Sulfim. It enters and deals 2 damage to everything. Alright, now we have a red choice removal spell and a white choice removal spell. I guess we'll take the Slash, though. Again, my red is a little bit better than my white is. Well, actually, a lot better than my white is. Yeah, my white is nothing, so I think we'll take the Slash now over the Disruption. Pretty easy. Get a nice Lattice Blade Mantis here out of this pack. This has been a pretty fat beater. 4 mana 4/3, but then it attacks as a vigilant creature if you want it to, and with 5 power, so card has been super impressive in the oil deck. Hey, another Ravager too. Okay, this is going very well. We need to lower our curve, but our top end looks fantastic at this point. Second Ravager is absolutely sick. And there's a nice one. That is the perfect 2-drop for us. Axiom Engraver. Remember, I passed on that earlier. So now getting it here seems really good. Oil Gorger Troll would also be good, but we definitely need to lower the curve, and the Engraver just fills a huge role. Probably going to end up cutting the Rot Priest. That's not going to do much in our deck beyond being a 1/2 for 1 mana. So more Cultivators and more Engravers, more Vorax. Those are probably the ideal 1s, 2s, and 3s that we could get in the common slot anyways. Another Mantis, another Furnace Strider. Kind of like taking the Mantis a little bit more than Furnace. Like, when in doubt in this format, I think you want to just take the cheaper card, you know? You need to get on the board early, so. I am not the biggest fan of Sawblade Scamp, but it is a card that can get oil counters. Now, that being said, we have very few ways to actually trigger it at the moment. But we will see. These are all filler. Spore Singer's pretty weak. Aspirant is not good in this deck specifically. I guess we'll take the Hunter's Maze. Crescendo on the wheel's good. We'll take that over Scamp number 2. Good value trick. Blocking is pretty miserable in this format, so a trick that can give you an extra card value is kind of nice. And last few pickups here, most likely not going to matter. I'd be surprised if we found something that we'd be super happy getting. This is only hexproof for Toxic. Yeah, not going to be playing that. Some late blue cards, but whatever. All right, we are a little bit short on playables going into pack 3. But I think we've solidified ourselves, so I shouldn't be in the worst position as long as I just get a focused number of picks. Opening a Malcator, nice blue-white artifact plan. Drown, great removal, same with Anoint. Here we're just taking the Rustvine Cultivator and then hoping to wheel the Canopy or the Scamp. Most likely the Canopy. Or hopefully the Canopy, but yeah, Cultivator was a great one. This second pick is not good. I have never found the Forgehammer Centurion to be any good. Now, I will say as a 3-mana, 3-power creature, it's okay in that sense. But it's probably just better to take the Copperline Gorge here, realistically, even though I need actual playable spells. Kind of hard to pass up fixing here. Same thing with Magmatic Sprinter. I have just not found this card to be anything good. Like, it's okay. And I'm probably going to take it here over Viral Spawning, but I have not been impressed by this card. Now, it's going to have good synergy in our deck, sure, but we'll see how it actually plays out. We'll take the Canopy now. This is a card I don't mind main decking. There are going to be hits in 99% of decks in this format, even if it's just a Might token. And especially if you can hit one of the equipments or like Urabrask's Forge or something. Canopy has proven itself to be solid enough. Molten Rebuke now versus the Centurion. I guess we could probably use a little bit more removal since we don't actually have that much. That's fine. Definitely taking the 2-drop Slinger here over Paladin of Predation. Similar to like the Carnivorous Canopy, the Slinger actually has a ton of good hits in the format. And as a 2-mana 2/2, it's not bad. It's just something to get on the board early, you know? We might have to throw in some of the random less than optimals. I don't think I drafted this particularly well. I think our deck's going to be okay, but maybe there was a better deck in our seat. A second Crescendo should be fine. I'm not a big fan of Splitter outside of the Boros decks. Am I going to have to take a Spore Singer here? 3-mana 2/2 Vigilance is really weak. It's probably better than Titanic Growth, though. I mean, I guess the Titanic... Like, all of these combat tricks are kind of like removal for us since we don't have that much removal. There's Canopy on the wheel, but I already picked one up. I guess we'll just take another sack land here. Yeah, hoping not to run Maze's Mantle. Another Skull Bomb's okay just for cycling since we're going to be a little bit short on playables. Alright, yeah, this is probably the worst deck I've drafted in this format. But maybe we can still make do. Let's see, just throw in the random Engulfer, I guess. And then 18 lands with a couple of sack lands is probably fine. Like 3 sack lands, if we're going to run 18 lands, seems okay. I will say, though, playing tap lands in this format is oftentimes miserable just because getting an early board presence is so key, but it's not like I have that much early game plays anyways. Yeah, look at that curve. Well, I call it a curve, but look at that. I almost want to just run the Rot Priest as an early play, but I don't think that's right. Okay, let's throw in 14 more lands and call it good, I guess. If I had to guess, this is probably like a 1-2 quality deck. Maybe we can pull off a 2-1 if we're lucky. But sometimes drafts don't go your way. So we'll just have to make do with what we got, and we'll go to round 1 of this Phyrexia All Will Be One draft. Off to round 1 of this draft match, and oh boy. Somehow do not have any of our, 10 green sources. I think we're going to mulligan down that to a 6er. Oh, that's a much better looking 6. Let's keep that. Pitch one of the skull bombs, I think. Turn 1 planes. Generally, decks that are playing white are going to be aggressive, whether or not they're toxic or poison themed. Blue-white. Ah, artifacts, maybe. Yeah, turn 1 Malkator's Watcher. So our Carnivorous Canopy should be pretty darn good here. Ooh, same thing with our Ravager. I guess likelihood is that I'm going to be cycling this Skull Bomb next turn. Or end of turn. Alright, take 1 from the Watcher. Eye of Malkator. Alright, so they're going to get the potential 4/4 attacker online. I could opt to just canopy that now if we wanted to. It's probably not a terrible play, so I don't take a bunch of early damage from that thing. I think I'm actually pretty happy with doing that. It also puts a counter on our cultivator too, so a little bit of extra value there. Well, we have 18 lands, so hopefully find a few of them. That's fine. That's not a land. Now, I do have 4 different lands that will enter tapped at this point in the game. The Gorge and all 3 of our Lotus lands, or whatever they're called. Looking kind of sketchy here. All right, a land would be a great draw right now to blow up all their 1/1s. Nice, we got there. So let's untap, play out the Ravager. Oh, I didn't even need to do that, did I? I messed up here. I didn't need to untap the land. But maybe now they think I have like a Hexgold Slash in my hand or something. And now we can just turn on the racing action. Like, our creatures are generally just going to be larger than theirs, and especially with these 2 combat tricks, we should be able to push through pretty easily. So, did lose out on one of my oil counters on my cultivator. In fact, I guess I ended up losing 2 technically, because we'd be putting an extra one on this turn, but hopefully that doesn't matter. What you got over there, friend? Some disruptions in our future. No, a Cephalopod Sentry. That's a big boy. And a Surgical Skull Bomb. All right. No attacks is good. That means they're planning on blocking. And we are definitely just attacking with both of these. And maybe they don't block and just take lethal. That could be a thing too. Nice, it's great. Wow, they're putting all 3 on this. Okay. So that's 8 power and 11 toughness. Let's go with the crescendo. Hitting a Furnace Strider is very good for next turn. And they just scooped the double combat trick, so we weren't going to lose our creatures, and they were going to lose all of theirs. Pretty good run out for us. All right, that worked well. I'm glad I added all those combat tricks, like I said, use them as removal. Sadly, we don't have much of a sideboard, so we just look at our sideboard and resubmit. Go on to game 2. This is a really good hand, even though it's a little bit awkward because of the 2 tap lands. We have the Sulfum into the Ravager to deal 2 to all of their creatures. Slash deals 4. Yeah, this is spicy. Or 8 to a Toxic. Heck, even the Canopies are really, really good draw versus the Artifact deck. Alright, well, we're hoping that we find another land in the next couple, well, in the next draw, ideally. We wouldn't mind just drawing like 3 lands in a row here. So they get the Veil of Assimilation online. Alright, so that's whenever they play an artifact. Yeah, they can buff and give vigilance to another one of their creatures. We did not find the land. Brutal. Alright, I'm going to play Skull Bomb and sack it. There we go. No artifact pre-combat means their hand must be pretty bad. Otherwise they would have pumped their Watcher. Yeah, nothing to do there. Good. Still missing lands, though. Alright, well, the Engraver can start pitching stuff and finding lands, ideally. Ooh, the Hover Wings is great. We have Rebuke for that, though, so we can kill not only the creature, but the equipment in one fell swoop. So I'm going to take 2, go to 15. We'll add a counter. Oh, that's actually pretty good, too. I guess I'm going to discard the 6-drop and try to find a land. There we go. I'm going to go with the slightly aggressive route here and play out the Sulfum this turn. And then next turn, our Ravager deals 2 damage to all their creatures. So I think this is better, because we're not taking much damage here, so. And there's a chance if they play some more 2 toughness things, you know, then the Ravager gets even better. That's fine. So I'm going to take 5 damage here. Flying. And then what I'm going to do end of turn is untap our red source, slash the 5/3, and it'll take 4 damage because of Sulfum. Then we can play out the Ravager, wipe their board. And now we don't even care about them having all that equipment. It just doesn't matter when they have no creatures. Plus we have 3 different removal spells. This had to be like one of our better matchups. For sure. Only cards I'm scared about now are going to be what? Emperor and White Sun's Twilight. But White Sun's Twilight we can give Sulfum indestructible against. What are they going to do over there? What's your plan, OP? Mirror Convert, okay. And then just like equip the mirror into it, sure. Oh, the hover wings even, okay. Let's see. I guess we'll just go with the 5 damage and blow up the hover wings. And they scooped. All right, easy peasy. Nice little round 1 there for us, but I think we had like the perfect matchup and we had a great draw. So, well, let's see if we can win the next 2. But again, I'll be happy getting 2 wins with this deck. Alrighty, on to round number 2 we go. We've won the die roll. How's our hand look? Yeah, good enough. Need to find a 3rd land, but we're running 17, so presumably our 3rd land will also find our 4th. Nothing special, but certainly keepable. Alright, our opponent mulliganed to 6. And it's time to go scamping. If we kill something early enough with the Hexgold Slash in our hand, our Scamp will also get an oil counter for the Ravager. So that'll be good. Looks like they might have kept a 1-lander and didn't get there on a mulligan to 6. So this could be a pretty quick game. Alright, fortunately we did find a land. Phew. And there's their 2nd. Okay, maybe we have a game yet, although Slash on the convert looks pretty good. So they must have kept a 2-lander with the convert. I don't think they were blocking there anyways. I mean, obviously it would have been nice to Ravager their convert, but I won't be able to Ravager until next turn, and we don't want them to have that extra mana. Alright. Well, that was pretty much a non-game, and again, we don't really have much of a sideboard, so we kind of just go to, say, game 2. Alright, on to game 2 of the 2nd round, and we have a nice one with all of our 1-drops here. Just need to find some of our top end, but yeah, looking pretty good. We're going to want to run out our Cultivator turn 1. And then next turn we can go Cultivator plus Scamp. Alright, so it looks like they might be on green-white poison then. Ah, with a Malira. Nice. Ooh, this could be a very quick Ravager for us. Yeah, we can almost Ravager next turn, crazy. I guess that's not true. Because we can put oil counters on these, but we won't able to untap with them. Flencing Raptor, that's fine. So what you want to do is actually put an oil counter on the Cultivator first, and then Vorak. That way, if you miss your land drop, you still get to proliferate on both your cultivators. Though we did hit a land. Okay, good. Another Flincing Raptor. So we're going to take three damage in the air, with one of it being toxic. That's fine. Want to draw Sulfum next. Sulfum next turn would be insane for the Ravager the turn after. Yeah, I mean, we don't have much choice. Let's just attack in for 3, and I guess we have to try to race 2 Flincing Raptors. I think we want to play tap land this turn, though. That way we can draw a card next turn, and we still get to play the Ravager out. So what does this do again? You can exile it, choose another target artifact or creature. When it's put into a graveyard this turn, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. All right, they're main phasing a complete devotion here. That means they're going to hit me for 6 in the air now. We have a good old-fashioned race. Okay, they did miss another land drop, though. That's not terrible. I do think we are supposed to just attack with everything this turn. Have to kill them before they kill me. So we'll go for Blazing Crescendo here on whatever Malira blocks. Oh, I could just let the trade happen, I guess. But it seems better to try to keep it alive. Worst case scenario here, they have a Zealot's, whatever it's called. And then first strike would kill my Vorak. Alright, that doesn't matter. We still get the trigger here. We hit a Mantis, which I sadly cannot cast this turn. I think it's going to be better to pass and just sack with the Hunter's Maze. Because casting the Mantis next turn is not going to matter. Since this game is going to be over in the next 2 turns anyways. Skullbomb might get them. Since this gives trample, if they just try to play one blocker in front of the Ravager, we're going to get them nice. Okay. That's 6 damage again. Maybe attack for 4 and leave back the 2/2. Because if they attack with both, then I'm definitely dead. All right, nice. Looks like we're going to get them then. Oh, another blocker. Let's see, 6, 7, 8. This still should be exact lethal. Because this is 8 trample damage on the Ravager. So I don't think there's any way they can block and survive. Alright, looks good to me. Take 6 trample, Sinew Dancer blocks Vorak, and then they take 3 extra. Let's get it, baby! Sometimes lucky. Well, I said I'd be happy if we got 2 wins with this deck, and it looks like we are going to manage that. Our draws have been pretty good, though, and our opponent's draws have not been anything special. Okay, and now we're 2-0. Let's get a trophy, I guess. Go next. Off to the third and final round of this All Will Be One draft. We are on the play. I will keep this hand on the play because we have a turn 3 Vorak into a turn 4 Mantis. And if we do draw a Mountain on turn 2, I will plan on just casting the Slinger for a good curve. We'll see about this Sprinter. I don't know about this one, but like I said, it's not the greatest in my experience. But you never know. We do have a little bit of synergy with the Mantis there already. I wouldn't be surprised if Mulligan was correct with this hand, but we'll see. Turn 1, Cacophony Scamp. Okay. Did not find the correct land. So red-white, probably going to be on the equipment deck. Maybe a Batter Fist incoming or something. Yeah, Bladed Ambassador, that's pretty gross. I will say, though, our Ravagers versus them are going to be amazing if we can find them. Let's take Mountain here over Gorge. So they hit me for 3. That's fine. I'm going to hit them back for 3 next turn, and we get to play the Mantis as well. Oh gosh, Ravagers would be so sick here. I guess since they played another creature, I'm just going to go Mantis and pass. Oh my gosh, 3/1 toughness creatures, please, where are they? Yep, I'm fine taking 3. Looks like they didn't have another artifact to play this turn. That's not a Ravager. This is what I'm talking about. These Mantises are just so good. Like, they can't block it. They take 5. We almost equalize the damage that they've dealt to us. If we draw a Ravager next turn, it's going to be so disgusting. I might have to double block the Punisher, though, this turn. Yeah, and I think it's probably right to block it with Mantis and Vorak and just say, okay, sure, you get to trade with one of my Mantis. Obviously going to block the one with only 1 counter left. That's fine. We're okay with that. Come on, Ravager off the top 1 time. Darn. Well, we did have 2. Yep, just going to still keep attacking with the Mantis and not the Vorak. Now we'll go Scampin', Slinger. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sack the Scamp and kill their Justiciar. Because the Justiciar, if they did play an artifact, would have a good attack into us, and that with lifelink would kind of make the race a little bit worse for us, right? So we can sack the Hunter's Maze here, end of turn. I might even just block the Slinger to the Ambassador if they attack. I think it's probably right to do that. Keep our life total a little bit higher for in case if they draw a Hazardous Blast or something. Alright, so yeah, trade here is fine. Let's force them to use their indestructible counter. Ravager off the top, let's go. Not bad, not great. Okay, so let's attack for 5 again. I'm assuming they're going to chump with their Goblin token this time. And then we're going to go with Cultivator plus Engraver plus tap land. This is looking okay. They're going to rummage with the Engraver to start. Tap land, and hopefully just a pass, but 2 cards left in their hand still. Against all odds to flicker their Ambassador, to give it another indestructible counter, plus get their 3/3 menace back. Not bad. No Ravager. Okay, I think I'm going to start by sacrificing the land instead of rummaging. Oh, Solfim's not a bad draw here. Okay. 5/4 looking surprisingly good. Gosh, we've seen over half of our deck now, considering the look with the Vorak, and we haven't found one of our Ravagers. Mirren, yeah, that's fine. Crescendo now. Put the counters on the Mantis. And I think I kind of like attacking here. Depending on how they block, the Crescendo might blow them out. Good. And we hit a forest, darn it. It's not in hand, so no point not to play it. We are going to bounce the Sprinter back to our hand as well. Which means if we really need to, we can pitch the Sprinter to the Engraver. But now they get to move their equipment over. And that's going to give their creature vigilance too. So if they put it on their Ambassador, it's going to be really, really strong. Oh, they're going to move it to their Scamp. Okay. I'm fine with that. Taking 3 is a little bit risky, but I guess that's fine for now. We'll see if they want to sack and kill the Mantis. I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't. But next turn we'll have 2 cards to give Solphim indestructible. Well, there's about time. Okay, so that costs 3. And that's going to kill their Scamp, deal 3 damage to something. Okay. We'll see if they kill the Mantis here or opt to go with shooting me for 3. I guess we're just going to play out the Sprinter and put the counters on the Engraver this time. Yeah, they did kill the Mantis. And then this will just bounce back to our hand again at end of turn. I mean, we're getting some weird value with the Sprinter, but... oh, that's not good. Okay, and now because they have the War Whip, they can actually equip the Mirren here for 3 mana too. Oh, they just have another equipment. Yikes. Yeah. We're kind of falling behind now. Another Cultivator. So what happens if I attack with a 5/5? They have to lose at least 2 creatures. I think let's discard Cultivator here. That's a nice draw. Okay. So that deals 4 damage. So now we're definitely attacking with our Ravager. Seeing how they block. Okay, I'm fine with this. And then it's probably safest to put the counter on the Sprinter itself this time. And have an extra blocker this turn. Okay, sacking the land immediately. I like seeing that. Another Scamp. That's annoying. That's really annoying, especially if they go land and equip the Mirren to it, because again, Bladed War or the War Whip here makes the equipment cost 1 less. If we draw our other Ravager, though, that's basically game over. So maybe we get lucky and draw our second Ravager. That ain't it. And that is also not it. All right, I think I do attack here, though. Because if they want to lose 2 creatures, I'm fine with that. If they're just chumping, that's best case scenario. Absolutely. Okay, so Sprinter's going to come back to our hand. That lets us activate the Indestructible on the Solphim again. Man, this has been a good grindy game. Crazy. They can nearly burn me out with the Scamps. Yeah. That's fine. I don't think they attack this time, though, right? Okay, come on. Second Ravager would be insane. That's still good. Do I have the luxury of discarding a card here and tapping? I think that's fine. Hey, that is really nice. That does 10 damage and blows up equipment. So I'm going to pre-combat this. I'm going to blow up the Double Striker and blow up the Bardiche. Yeah, it's probably safest not to send both. They would have to chump, but it's a little bit risky. I think we're just going to pass now. Jeez. So much equipment. Now we definitely attack with both 5-power creatures, though, because that's forcing a block and another block. Okay. So yeah, let's attack with both of these. Force some blocks. Good. Well, this is going to be a good blowout for us if they... Oh, I guess the Scamp would then shoot and finish off the Ravager if we go like this. So we probably just let the trade happen. Yeah. So they're going to shoot me for 1. I'm going to go down to 6, but now they only have 1 creature. They shot Soulfoam? Wait, what? Weird. Alright, I'm going to go Sprinter, put the 2 counters on the Engraver. Pass. Okay. I will keep my indestructible creature alive, thank you. They drew another lifelinker, darn it. That's fine. They can't make any attacks here. Man, what a crazy game this is. Let's put another counter on. That should do her, right? Sprinter, attack with everything. No, I guess I put them to 1, but I wiped their board. Unless they put the Mandible on one of these. Alright, we'll take it. That will be lethal. Good. Very good. Wow. Nice, nice game for us there. Did not think we were going to get there with that start that they had, but it turned out it worked. You know, versus them, a random 1-2 does not look bad. Like, take out one of my other 6-drops just for something that blocks early. I think is completely reasonable. And I guess Crescendo on the draw is a little bit awkward, but that's okay. All right, we are one game away from a nice little 3-0 here. I'm on the draw. This hand is fine. Yeah, I mean, I can even It's a little bit greedy not to play out a tap land here, for sure, as that might slow me down on a future turn. But I don't mind being able to go 1-drop, 2-drop. And the thing is, we might even want to just hold the Slinger in our hand. It looks like, yeah, that's perfect. We know they have so much equipment, so the Slinger actually gets a lot of value here. So does this Rebuke. Rebuke's fantastic versus them. And there's a Duelist now, okay. So we'll just go Rot Priest pass. Oh, they found their mountain. Yep, no blocks. And there's the War Whip. Mantis was a pretty good draw, though. All right, I'm going to go Mantis here instead of Slinger now. Much more mana efficient. I think I am good to block their token here with my man. Oh, so now they clearly have something. Sure, let's force them to use a trick, though. I mean, it might just be Hex Gold Slash, but I'm okay with this. Get it out now so that our 4-3, or rather our 4-5, is a good blocker. Tap land, 3 cards in hand, pass. Actually, man, I kind of like racing now, too, in all honesty. We hit him for 6. We're going to take 6 back minimum. But I think this is okay. Let's do it. Let's race. Let's dance. Attendant. Are they going to bounce back their Duelist maybe? And then replay it, I guess. Wait, did they bounce a land? Oh, they had another 2-drop already. Fair enough. That was a really solid draw. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep racing. And then let's go Rebuke, kill the Attendant, kill the Whip. Mr. Batterfist. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, rummage away a land. If they attack with this 2-2, I'll double block it. We almost have lethal next turn, depending on what the last few cards in their hand are. All right, so we take 2. If this is just land pass, we win, right? Shoot this. Slash their 3-1, that's their only blocker, and then just play out Slinger and give it haste off of the Furnace. Nice! Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I said I was going to be happy with 2 wins with this deck, but we actually pulled off the entire 3-0. Didn't even drop a game. I mean, I guess we drew pretty well. We drew a nice curve, and yeah, red-green beats. Good stuff. Some fun games in there, so hey, happy with that one. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching. And yeah, we'll see you back in next week for some more video action here on the Card Kingdom YouTube channel. Bye-bye.